It's time for showbiz, and Miss G has joined me. Hello, Miss G.
What do you call this?
It's called jalabiya.
You don't even know what you're wearing. And what's that on your head?
Why?
It's called why?
No. That's what I mean.
You don't know
Why
what you're wearing.
Why are you interrogating me on this?
Okay, so I'm seeing you on the carpet, and I'm asking,
because
what are you wearing?
Okay, you should be asking me why I'm doing this.
No, I know why you're doing this.
Yes,
so what are you wearing?
You don't know for a fact why I'm doing this.
Today is a holiday. Otherwise, you can't break protocol like this.
No, I'm doing this because it's Salah, and hopefully
and
the Saudi Arabia. No. I'm hoping that I'll be invited.
Anyway, so there's a story that's been trending from yesterday, and it has got to do with the Beast of No Nation star, striker. He's known as Emmanuel, and Emmanuel absconded from school. And we hear that it's not the first time he's done that. He was found on the streets of Accra yesterday begging for alms, and people have been
really
exactly. People have been wondering what happened, because we knew that after Beast of No Nation, when Netflix got the deal from the producers of Beast of No Nation, he had a percentage of whatever amount was involved, and that amounted to $30,000. He was taken back to school because he was found on the street, and he was taken to school in Central Region. So we're wondering why he was found begging for alms on the street. But for those who do not remember this guy called Striker, let's have a look at the movie Beast of No Nations.
Striker. Sleepy, let's go. They are going. Let's go. Striker. Stand up and let's go. What is wrong with you? What is wrong?
Okay, so that's Striker, for those who do not remember. He's all grown now, and unfortunately, like I said initially, he was found begging on the streets of Accra, and the people who are supposed to be caretakers have been speaking. They say, and I had an interview with them on radio, he says it's not the first time he has, escaped from school. He has been asked to sign an undertaking by his school, which is Cape Coast Montessori, and he actually took or signed that.
Cape Coast Montessori,
yes,
that's a prestigious school.
Exactly, and he's not the only one. There were 3 young guys who were sponsored in that movie. So Abraham, and he was fortunate after he won an award in Hollywood to be sent outside of the country. There's another young man called Justice, together with Striker, who was supposed to be in school in Cape Coast. And Striker, according to his caretakers, just loved the streets. And so he constantly comes back to the streets to beg for alms and all that. And they say they can't be the ones to be blamed for what's going on. So
we have the statement coming from MK Content, who I believe
that's the manager of Abraham Atta. It's called Malco.
So they say MK Content, management of Emmanuel Adomkwe, popularly known as Striker of Beast of No Nation fame, wishes to address rising issues concerning our client. Emmanuel is not a street beggar as reported. We have been looking for him after he ran away from his school at Cape Coast Montessori, and his phone was with his guardian. He has a fully paid apartment in Cape Coast where his other co-actor Justice lives with him and his guardian. He has an allowance and studying in a private school fully paid by the producers of Beast of No Nation with contribution from Netflix. He made 1% of the profit from the film, which is $30,000 US. His money is not in custody of Zoe, Kofi or Danny, as he stated. The money has been put in a trust fund in his name at Barclays Bank. Now that he is 18 years, he needs a valid ID to access the money. He mentioned in an interview he was paid 10,000 cedis for a short film he did called Jungle Justice, produced by Regina Van Helvert of GH1. He meant to say it in the old currency, which is 10 million, currently 1,000 cedis. Part of the money was used to buy a suit, a white shirt, tie, and a pair of shoes for him, for Teen Choice Awards 2016, and rest was used to buy things for him for school. He still has a good relationship with Abraham Atta. We currently have him well and will continue to focus on his well-being and work with him. We are grateful for the concerns of Ghanaians and the world at large towards him. And the last statement is coming from MK Content.
So that's the latest with Striker, and a lot of people are worried.
Now let's get to look at the image we have of what he was before and what he is now. 18-year-old striker, and when he was a lot younger back then in the movie. So that's him, and so you can see him looking all grown.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you can also see him when he was acting in the movie, a much younger, just a small boy, essentially. It's a shame, though. I'm hoping that we can get to
you know the strange thing about the statement. Just yesterday, when I spoke to Malco Kouaji, who issued the statement on radio, he told me Striker was not 18 yet. And so they were waiting till he turned 18 so they could let him have access to that account. And only for him to release a statement and tell us that he's 18 now.
He turned 18 today.
Oh, thank God. Hallelujah. Now he can have access to his money. Because I think one of the things he said in the interview I listened to is how he wasn't told the whereabouts of his money.
Yeah.
And he said that Abraham Atta doesn't speak to him well. I don't know how that should be an issue anyway. If he doesn't speak to you well, it doesn't stop you from being in school. My problem is why he won't stay in school and why these managements keep flaunting and proudly will say that the guy loves the streets, and so he will constantly return to the streets. I think that it's not a nice thing to say, especially when somebody thought that he could take him from the streets. He becomes.
But the guy has to be counseled properly. Actually,
well, he said the school had done that. In that interview, he said the school had done. So I said then involve the state agencies. There are more agencies that will be concerned about the welfare of this young man. Otherwise, his $30,000 will just go to someone.
But anyway, I mean, I'd also want to appeal to philanthropic organizations out there, NGOs out there that can support this young boy, so they can do what they can. I mean, reach out to the management and see how else you can help. Hopefully, they may have some other ideas.
That's true. So let's talk about Mr. Easy now. And Mr. Easy he's back in Ghana. He's enjoying himself. Yesterday, I saw him in a picture with the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana. I'm like, okay. But he's been responding to that allegation made by Patapa that he's the reason that there's no video for Akwaba video. Yeah. And also, he's been talking about his relationship with one of the richest men in Nigeria's daughter, Otedola. So let's listen to Mr. Easy. 2 separate interviews, actually.
I don't know. We've been talking about it. It's like sometimes we feel like maybe there's no need for a video because the song is already.
The case that maybe the artists are not collaborating, because you shoot a video.
No. The artists, everybody on Akwaba. Like I just left Papi Gojo right now. My manager was talking to Patapa's people earlier today, so it's not a case of the artists. It's just a case.
There's no trouble from Patapa's camp.
There's no trouble from anybody's camp. It's just a case of. Should we shoot a video? The song already blows, so
no need for a video?
Nah, I don't think there's a need.
At the end of the day, you make, between both of us, she's very busy, I'm very busy. But if you love something, you make time. There's nothing like there's no time. You make time for things you love.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we hearing wedding bells soon?
God knows, God knows. We can ask God. Maybe I should tell you to help me ask God.
Okay, so initially talked about the Akwaba video and then now talk about Otedola's daughter. Can you imagine Mr. Easy's dating Otedola's daughter? Like, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's the circle.
I want to be a musician. Oh, no. Israel, we are missing out.
You don't want to be Dangote yourself.
Okay, yeah. So that a musician will come and date my daughter.
Else, yeah.
I'm not sure I like the idea.
You should be a Miss G who has more money than Dangote.
And I'll look for the president's son to date my daughter.
Or you can look for my son.
Oh, yeah. You will be the Israelite. So, okay, we can associate. Anyway, so from that, that there's still talk about how artists are faring after all that we've heard about Bullet's contract with Ebony. Yeah. So, Noella thought to speak to some of these artists of how their family gets involved in the contracts they sign and what the family know of these contracts.
Yes, I do. I involve my family in everything that I do because my family is like the key point. They have to agree to some things before I do it. And BAM is like a family. So anything they do, they're like, okay, go talk to the family. Or my boss will be like, I'll come talk to your family. If they're cool with it, then we just go with it.
When you were signing your contracts with them, I mean, your family was present?
Yes, it was actually my dad who signed my contracts. I didn't sign my own contracts.
So they're in the know with everything that happens with you.
They are very supportive.
You know,
I know if the artiste is maybe younger than 18, then the family is involved. But I'm 26 years old. I can agree to do things on my own, so my family is not involved in that. But I know when an artiste is like younger than, you know, the legal age to consent to a contract, then the family is involved. Yeah.
You know, when it comes to business, you cannot put family in business. I mean, I seek family advice from time to time, but business is always different from music. You know, the music business is a group of people who are experienced in the music industry and try to guide your career into the future. But it's always the family who are the other side. Sometimes the family always have their other ideas of how things are supposed to go. So I try my possible best to separate the music business from family. Yeah.
is that to say that with your contracts with links and all of that, your family are not in the know of whatever that's going on?
That's why I said from time to time I seek my family's advice before I sign any contracts. My family's they're always in the loop. Oh, I'm signing this contract, they give me advice. Oh, do like this or don't do like this. But in the grand scheme of things, sometimes the family here, the business here, you know.
Okay, so that's you saw Sefa, then Miss V, then Kiddy speaking about contracts, and you know Miss V actually says she's old enough, you know. So,
yeah. I mean, she's old enough.
Really?
Yeah. So it's the ones who are a lot younger who probably would engage their parents.
Okay, so Ebony was Miss V is 26, Ebony was 19. Okay.
They need the kind of parental guidance.
Oh, okay. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, parental guidance is advice.
Hey, this one is what? Voiceover. How much do we have to pay for this one?
Oh no, nothing.
Nothing.
I did it for you.
Oh, you did it for me. Yeah. Anyway, now that we are going to be invited to Saudis, okay, I appreciate. Can next time when you're coming, bring me one, okay, so that I can move along with you. No I'm problem. Told you're called Arafat and I'm Fatia. So Arafat.
Yeah, Miss G.
Oh, today, just for today, is Easy Arafat. One.
Because my name actually doesn't go with, I mean, my name doesn't sit very well in Arabic.
Hey, what does that sound like?
Because it's Israel.
Okay, so you shouldn't even be wearing this and don't even think that you get invitation, you know. Forget about the invitation. Forget about it. All right. We're back tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Miss G. We're bringing